Hey YouTube, how is it going today? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about some great looking trades that I see setting up in the market right now. Now, if you're new to my channel, I have been trading and investing for over 20 years, and in each video I will show you trades that I see setting up right now. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future trading and investing ideas. And also, if you would like to support the channel and become part of our Patreon community and see what we are buying and selling in real time for a measly $10 a month, that link is in the description. All right, the first stock I want to talk about is AMC Entertainment Holdings, ticker symbol AMC, and everybody knows what this stock is all about. Oh, actually, before I get started, if you don't mind liking the smash button, help me out with the YouTube algorithm for putting all this together, I would greatly appreciate it. I do have some great charts to show you, but please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just trying to show you the best looking charts I see in the market right now. Please make all of your own trading decisions. But getting back to AMC, I have been thirstily waiting to enter this stock. It seems like every time this stock starts to do a decent technical setup for me, this thing just leaves me in the dust. But I think it's finally making a pretty decent one. And hopefully I can catch this one today. If this stock can hold above about 32.50 or so, I think I'm definitely going to buy some shares in this because I think we could be headed for its next move up. And I can easily see this thing headed up towards this blue line, this 50-period simple moving average right around $45 a share or beyond. I mean, this thing, obviously, if the right folks get a hold of it, this thing can end up just screaming higher. But let me get into this technical setup here. Let me go to the hourly chart real quick. Let me back out the chart a little bit. What I am looking for in this stock is an MACD positive divergence. That's where I like to enter stocks that are moving around like this. And we can see that we are making one right now. This MACD indicator is a little distorted down here just because it had such a high reading, such a massive reading on that big run up from $10 to about $70. So it's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Maybe we can get that big peak off the screen. And not really. It's been such a high reading that it's just a little distorted. But you can see that we have a higher peak or a higher low in the MACD reading, but we have a lower low in price, and that is called an MACD positive divergence. And that's how I like to trade stocks like this. And we are finally getting one, and it is holding above that white line, that 8-period exponential moving average. That means this signal is holding. Like I said, if it can stay above about 32.50, give or take, by the end of the day, I'm going to probably take a position in AMC because I think this is a great looking setup. Actually, you can see another one right here. I wasn't paying attention to this one, but this is definitely one you could have traded right here if you were nimble on your feet because it happened pretty quick. You can see we got a lower low on price, but a higher low on the MACD, and you had this subsequent pretty decent move up right here after it made that trading signals. That's why I love trading these chart patterns. They happen all the time. Of course, you know, the lower the time frame, the quicker you have to be. If they happen on a daily time frame or even a weekly time frame, they are great trading setups. But if you try playing these on like the 5-minute or the 1-minute, you just have to be in and out pretty quickly. But let's get back to that daily chart real quick. Let me get this stuff off the screen. Like I said before, getting back to this daily chart, if we can if this thing can hold above 32 to 32.50 by the end of the day, I think it has a great chance of blasting above this 8-period exponential moving average on this daily chart. And I think we have a really strong possibility, especially after seeing that MACD convergence on the hourly chart of making it all the way up here to this 50-period simple moving average. And like I said, you always have that ace in the hole, that bonus factor out there. If the right people get a hold of this thing could just end up really screaming. Who knows if that's going to happen? Of course, that is all speculation. I'm just talking about this technical setup right here. But I think this trade in AMC is looking pretty juicy at the moment. All right, the next stock I want to talk about is Marathon Digital Holdings, ticker symbol MARA, or otherwise known as MARA in the trading world. But as we can see, Mara's making an absolutely beautiful chart pattern at the moment, and it was actually brought to my attention not too long ago by one of my Patreons that Fidelity has taken a pretty decent stake in Mara. So that is another bit of news that's probably contributing to this move up, but that is a good piece of news for sure, and that certainly could lead to a multi-day run. But if I zoom in a little bit, we can see that Mara had been trending down for a few weeks, probably about 10 days ago or so, but had a nice sharp reversal and then started to move sideways, and now it's printing a beautiful green candle that's breaking above this resistance area right here, right around 29.50 or so. Now we do have some resistance right up here, but when a stock has been trending down for a little while, of course, you're going to have some overhead resistance. You just need to be aware of that. But if we go to the 15-minute chart, you can look and see how beautiful this chart pattern is really shaping out. See a lot of green bars down here, so that means accumulation is definitely coming in. And Mara has been wrestling around with this resistance area right around 29.50 or so for about a week or so, and now it has broken above it and it's holding. So this is definitely what you want to see if you are buying breakouts. You want to see a sharp move off of a bottom like this, and then a hold of a consolidation, and then another breakout. That gives you a higher probability trade, and especially when you consider how nice that candle looked. Definitely a nice looking chart pattern in Mara. And if I back it out a little bit, you can see the resistance area that I was showing you earlier. It doesn't look like it's going to be too strong of resistance, but it's definitely something you want to be aware of if you're buying this breakout. All right, sticking with the crypto-related stocks theme, the next one I want to talk about is Coinbase Global, ticker symbol COIN. This one has been making a bottoming base for about 2.5 months or so, and it looks like it could finally be ready to clear it. And with cryptos starting to pick up some steam, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this thing just goes blasting through this resistance area in the next day or two. I would wait for it to clear about 260 and hold. If this thing does clear 260 and holds above it, I'm going to be very interested in taking a position in Coinbase, because I think this one could definitely have some follow through for a couple of days or a couple of weeks at least, because this is just an absolutely beautiful rounded bottom formation. And like I said, if the cryptos get going, these things are going to catch some steam as well. So I would wait for the breakout in Coinbase, but man, a beautiful looking pattern in this one. Next one I want to talk about is RIOT Blockchain. Let me back out a little bit here. We can see RIOT Blockchain has been holding that 200 period simple moving average, broke down below it for a day or two just a couple of weeks ago, but had that big V-shaped bottom. This one looks exactly like Mara. The only difference is you're not getting that huge green candle. I mean, Mara's got a little bit more favor because of that news with Fidelity. I'm imagining that's probably the difference. But the beautiful thing about RIOT Blockchain, if those other ones get going, RIOT Blockchain should be right behind it. So if you end up missing the entry on Mara, or if Coinbase gets too far ahead and you don't want to take on that much risk if it gets too far extended, chances are RIOT's going to be right behind them, and you're going to get another opportunity if you want to play some of those Bitcoin mining stocks. But RIOT Blockchain is looking super good at the moment. The next one I want to talk about is FUV. Arcimoto is looking great at the moment as well. You can see all this volume that's pouring into this stock. It is putting pressure on this resistance area, having a real hard time getting above it, but you can definitely see a beautiful looking bullish triangle consolidation, and this thing looks just ready to explode through this. And in fact, one of my Patreons told me this is one of the most heavily shorted stocks out there, so that could add a little gasoline to the fire in FUV if we do get a breakout above, let's call it, I don't know, let's call it 1850. If we get a sustained breakout above 1850, I think FUV could be off to the races as well. Next one I want to talk about is RPTX, Repair Therapeutics. I have been watching this one for a while. This is a pretty thinly traded stock. You can see only 68,000 shares traded today, but ARK Invest, I think, is continuing to buy this stock. They've been buying this for a while, and this thing looks poised to be breaking through this resistance area anytime here. I think if this thing can break above 36 and hold it, it could easily be in the low 40s in no time. So definitely a stock worth keeping on your watch list for a potential breakout, because this thing just looks like it is winding up to explode through this resistance area. Now, this stock is relatively thinly traded, so I don't know if you'd want to expect too many fireworks, but if you did get a ton of volume in a stock like this, I mean, it wouldn't take a whole lot to send this thing to the moon. So this one is definitely worth keeping on your list. Next one I want to talk about is OCGN. Oops. See if I can type here. There we go. Oxygen is making a triangle consolidation formation right now, and it's getting really tight here, and this thing could be potentially breaking out. This stock, of course, did well with all the COVID shutdowns that were going on, and of course there is that rumor out there that there could be a potential shutdown. I mean, who knows? But definitely things are starting to get a little bit tighter. My daughters are going back to college next week, and they've already informed them that irregardless if you have the vaccine or not, everybody is going to be wearing masks. So, I mean, you never know. It could be a potential, maybe even a slight lockdown situation. Who knows? But if that does happen, I mean, Oxygen would definitely be a decent play on that. And it certainly looks like it is under accumulation and winding up. So, Oxygen is definitely worth one keeping on your watch list. Next ones I want to talk about are in the oil sector. This one was brought to my attention by one of my Patreons as well. So this video, I guess I'm just stealing all of their ideas. But you know what they say about great leaders, you know, they steal everybody else's ideas and pass them off as their own. So, and that's definitely true in all the jobs I ever had. But anyway, first one I want to talk about is Penn Corp. Let me see, their ticker symbol is PVAC anyway. But anyway, they have been falling all the way down from about 25.50 or so, going all the way down to this trend line. We're already having a reaction bounce off of it. So I think PVAC is a pretty decent looking trading opportunity right now. And one of my patrons also told me that they came out with their earnings just a little while ago and they absolutely decimated them. So that's another little bonus if you want to play PVAC. It's also a good opportunity to get on an oil play if you want to play them for the longer term. You're buying a nice pullback in a stock that has reported great earnings and it's pulling back towards support. So PVAC, I think, is a fantastic stock to look into. I think they should at least get a decent bounce off of this trend line. And as we can see, let me actually get rid of this trend line real quick. But you can see they're already bouncing off that 200 period simple moving average, and we also have support sitting right there. So I mean, there is multiple layers of support in this area that it's you know, just basically stopped at. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if you get a decent sized bounce in PVAC. And next one I wanted to talk about was LPI. This one is also pulling all the way back down towards this trend line. This thing has fallen off a cliff from just under $100 a share. It has cut more than in half. And this thing is just overdue for a bounce. So Laredo Petroleum Incorporated, the previous one, PVAC, I would probably consider that one more of a longer term bounce. This one I would just consider as a swing trade if I jumped in this one, because this downtrend has been horrendous. It's probably going to take quite a while for this downtrend to carve out a bottom just because it's been so steep. I mean, this could be the bottom, but normally when you get a downtrend that has been this steep, it can take some time for it to, you know, base out and start that new uptrend. Okay, everyone, that is all I have for this video, so I'm going to end it right there. But if you have any questions or comments on any of these stocks, or if you have any other ones you want me to take a look at, please leave it down there in the comments section. I will get to them as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.